Well, actually, I was not looking at all. I just got divorced there in December. She effectively had me interview someone else for tax strategies. She's a Venezuelan. She didn't understand why she had to pay taxes. He was going to have her rush to go buy these buildings in Brooklyn and all this stuff. And I mean, I do this for a living, so I started asking a bunch of questions. I could see there was a bunch of fees stacked. I texted her. I said, "I want nothing to do with that. The guy's a crook. You do what you want, but I want nothing to do with it." And so 2 days later, she asked me to talk to Mike on the phone because I know this stuff pretty well. Not the tax code, but I realized what it is. And then I spent another hour and a half with him 3 days later. Once I dug in enough, I decided, oh, no, I want to do this. It's not what I experienced with the other guy, where I asked a lot of very difficult questions. He wasn't squirmish, no, nothing, no, like it was like very, very, very straightforward, which I appreciated. I mean, I'm in high finance, like I know how to do this very well. So once he answered, for me, was very easy to understand. When I had the conversation, conversation was very straightforward. Every question was answered very clearly, never in fear of hiding anything. I asked so many questions and they were all answered in a way that I felt very secure in implementing something that really I've never done before. Not that it's overly complicated, but once I got comfortable, I did it for my ex-wife, but it was for me. And in the end, now I'm comfortable talking to some of my old colleagues who are in the same field. We're very analytical and will ask the same questions, and I'm very comfortable, putting technical clarity in front of them and not, like I feel I'm very, very comfortable that it's been explained very well. It's always been very responsive. Well, I would say it's knowledge and the access to the actual implementation, right? Because even if I know code 179 for 468K, I don't have access, unless I go through you guys. Like I didn't know they even existed. So the access to it is huge. Well, more than 100%. Absolutely. I'm most likely, and I actually also switched my accounting, so that should say something right away. It's not just the investment per se, but the interaction has been fantastic. The availability of speaking to the firm, probably lost many millions of dollars in the last 10 years without using it, tax strategies.